Make sure I don't go over 10 minutes. I went over 10 minutes on the, or 11 minutes on the other one, and I have to edit it. Yeah. What's that? I mean, it lets you go to 11 minutes. But anything, well, they say 10 minutes, but they actually give you 10 minutes and whatever seconds, you know. But as soon as you hit 11, then you're done. All right, enough of that. We are ready. We are rolling along. We're gonna go back to circles now. Everybody's favorite thing, right? But what are we gonna do with a circle this time? What's this chapter all about? What have you been doing the last couple lessons? Area, right. So we're going to do the area of a circle. Now this should be something. We had a big discussion on this in the other class of when you learn this stuff. Anybody remember when they learn? Baron, you getting all this down? Taking good math notes? Come on, do it. So what do you remember what the area of a circle is just off the top of your head?
Area is circumference equals.
No, I didn't say circumference. I didn't say. What did I say?
Area.
I said area. What's area? Did I what?
Did you click on?
Yes. Do you remember off the top of your head? Oh, you looked it. You cheated. That's okay. That's fine. Pi r squared. You remember pi r squared, don't you? You learned that back when you were a little kid, didn't you? Probably like 6th grade, 5th grade maybe. Maybe. At least 6th grade, I think you learned that stuff. So there it is. Area equals pi r squared. A lot of people get this confused with, what do you think? You just said it. Circumference, right. And we learned circumference. We learned it in the last chapter. What was the circumference of a circle? That's right, 2 pi r. And we could write it 2 different ways. How else could we write it?
Pi diameter.
Right, pi times the diameter. Okay?
Yeah.
So either one of those is the same way. It's just 2 different ways to look at it. All right? But people get confused between this. Look, this r right here, you're multiplying it, and it's just a plain old r, right? You're multiplying it by 2. Because look, this has a 2, it's got a pi, and it has an r. But this does something different than this does right here.
Yeah, because that's times the r by.
That's right. It's taking the r by the r, right, by itself. Okay, this right here is just taking 2 times the r. In effect, what is 2 times r? It's the same as not r times r, it's what? R plus r. That's right, that's what 2r is. Okay, so I wrote that down just to remind us that we had studied that before. This time it's pi r squared. So let's just do a real simple little example right here. And let's say, and we'll just put that radius like this. What if the radius is, let's just say 5. Let's say it's 5 inches, okay? And we want to find the area. It doesn't get a whole lot easier than this. So area equals what? Pi times radius, which is 5, and then squared. So it's pi times 25, or you could write it 25 pi, or you could chuck it in a calculator, all right? 78.5. We'll just go 1 decimal place. Now watch though. If this is in inches, what is my area written in?
Inches squared.
Inches squared. That's right. Now again, I won't take off if you don't put the inches squared on a test or something, but you should get in the habit of doing that. Mrs. Bonsbach was in my class last period, and she says, I will take off. And so in her class, if you don't put the units on there, she will take off for that, but I don't. It's not that she's right and I'm right, or wrong, or whatever the difference is, just preference, right? So now I did teach physics for quite a few years at my other school, and I did take points off if they didn't put the units or if they were incorrect units, all right? So it's definitely something that you should get used to doing, all right? That's pretty easy. Area is always square inches. If it was circumference though, what would it be? As far as my units are concerned.
Oh, inches.
It'd just be regular inches, right? It wouldn't be inches squared. It'd just be its length, okay? Anytime it's just length, is just in that unit, okay? It'd be inches, centimeters, meters, whatever the case may be. All right, we good so far? They could switch it up a little bit and say, okay, what if the diameter was 20, let's say feet this time? All right, so it's not 5 inches anymore. It's 20 feet. So that wouldn't be much harder, would it? And you want to find the area? Okay, I'll put area equals question mark. So what would you do? Is it pi times 20 squared?
No, it's
10 squared, that's right. Because if the diameter is 20, then the radius is 10. You know what I would do? I'd probably do that right off the bat. If they ever gave me the diameter, first thing I'm thinking, especially with area, is to just put it in the radius right away. Okay, just so I don't forget. Because sometimes you see that number floating around, and you see that 20, and automatically you stick a 20 in for, you know, what you shouldn't put it in for. So you change it to radius. That's a 10. Now we have to square it. Watch, we can do this in our head, can't you? So what's 100 squared? Oh, I gave it away. What's 10 squared? It's 100. Can you do that in your head? Yeah, sure. Because this is 3.14. Say it, Mariah.
314.2.
Yeah, and we'll just keep it right there. Because it's 3.14159, right? The 1.5 rounds to a 2. So if you want to put the 2 there, that's fine. And let's say it's feet, so it's what? Square feet. Okay?
Please excuse JV baseball. Thank you.
I would probably, if it doesn't say, I would probably take it out 1 decimal place. Yeah. But if, I see what you're saying. I think the book is writing it like this. All right, let's move on, and I don't even have to draw this out. Here's a problem where they ask you to find the radius, not the area this time. They ask you to find the radius. What do you think they tell you, though? They tell you the area, right? Okay, so they got to tell you something, don't they? All right, so they tell you the area. And in this problem, they say the area is 95, and it's square centimeters, so we just put centimeters square. And we're trying to find the radius. Well, what's the first thing I do when I see area? I write down the formula. Okay, I always do that. Write down the formula. Area equals what? Pi r squared. It's just pi r squared. Okay, don't say 2 in this. It's pi r squared. Everybody got that? So now we can plug stuff in, can't we? What do we know? We know. Well, let's do this first. Let's plug the stuff in first, and then we'll do that. You're right, but we'll do this first. Put the 95 in for this. Now pi, we'll just write it as pi. Is that all right? We'll just keep it like that. And, well, it's r. Just call it r. Okay, it's finding the radius. No reason to change it to x. We'll just change it like that. Now, what do? We want to get r by itself. What's the first thing we get rid of? Yeah, the pi. Get rid of what's being multiplied first. It's kind of like the opposite of order of operations. Remember order of operations, you multiply, you do parentheses, please excuse, right? Parentheses, exponents, multiplication. This way, when we're getting rid of stuff, we're going the opposite direction. All right, so you get rid of what's being added or subtracted first, then you get rid of what's being multiplied, then you can get rid of the squares. Got it? It's kind of like the opposite of order operations. So, again, what do we get rid of now? Pi. Get rid of the pi. It's being multiplied. How do we get rid of it? Divided by pi. So we divide that by pi. So 95 over pi, that cancels out, equals r squared. How do we get r by itself? Square root. Good. We just take the square root. Get rid of the square by taking the square root. So it's the square root of 95 over pi. And now it's just a matter of chucking that into a calculator.
95 over what?
It's the square root of 95 over pi. All right. Yeah, let's do it up here. And there it is. I actually did it in the other class. It's still in the calculator. Watch. You write square root first. It automatically gives you a parentheses when you hit the square root. Then you hit 95 divided by pi, close the parentheses, and then you hit enter, and there you go. It's about 5.5. Okay? So approximately 5.5. Now this is the area was centimeters squared, so what's the radius going to be? Just centimeters, right? Not squared, because it's just a length. All right? Okay, let's do something a little bit different. And it's very similar to what we did in the last chapter with circumference. Let's draw the picture first, and we'll start again. All right, here we go. Now what we're going to do, we're talking about a pizza. All right, they're talking about a slice of pizza. How many pieces do you get when they slice up a pizza? You get 8, right? Because they go this way once, right? It's in half. Do it again like that. That's 4. Go like this, and then go like this. So that gives you 8 altogether, right? So let's go ahead and figure out where that would be. So that would probably be about right in here somewhere. Wouldn't you agree? Pretty close to it. All right, good enough. So what we're going to do is we're going to find the area of just one slice of pizza, not the whole entire thing. All right, just one slice of pizza. Now, they tell you the radius of this, or they tell you the diameter. It's a 12-inch pizza. You ever go and you order pizza, they say, well, how many inches? Well, I don't know, give me a large, give me a small. But a lot of times they'll say, okay, it's a 12-inch pizza. When they say it's a 12-inch pizza, they're talking about the diameter of the pizza, okay? So the diameter is 12. What did we just say a few minutes ago? As soon as they give you diameter and you're asking for area, first thing I'm going to do, is figure out what the radius is, and the radius is 6 inches. So I'm just going to put that on my little picture right here, 6 inches. Okay. Now, what do they want you to do? They want you to find the area of not the whole entire pizza, but of what? Just one slice. So I'm just going to, this is my way of shading it in. All right. It's not the best way. Yeah, I know. We went through that in the last class. I don't think this program you can do that very well. I got to figure it out. Well, anyway, we're going to find this right there. Okay, so do you remember we did the arc length in the circle? Remember we did the whole circumference, right? Which is pi times diameter, 2 pi r. But we just found a little portion of it. Remember that? So that's kind of what we're doing here, but we're doing it with area and not just the arc length. All right, let's just pause this. We'll go to the next video.